Well, I don't know how to start this video, but Charlie, the Black Stars had failed to beat Sudan away. Sudan actually beat Ghana away from home, and now it looks like the Black Stars are failing to qualify for the African Cup of Nations. You are welcome to the Soccer. Today we are going to talk about the Black Stars and its challenges. I have my good friend here, Jijo, with me. Jijo,
yeah,
Ghana versus Sudan, we've lost. If you're a neutral and you just woke up and you saw the scoreline, you'll be like, but if you watch the game, you'll be surprised.
Yeah, you definitely won't be surprised. The Black Stars were poor on the day, and not only just today, but during throughout the Afcon Qualifiers, you've not shown the best of the country in terms of football out there. If a foreigner is watching the Black Stars, you won't be impressed, and we are not exporting ourselves so well on the African continent. Now everybody knows that Ghana is no more a big house or a big name on the African continent when it comes to football because of how poorly we perform over the years, and it shows today as well. We were not there in terms of quality, in terms of attitude, in terms of desire to win the matches anymore. Even though we have some of the best players on the African continent, some may say we are not getting the results that we deserve.
But I want to ask you this here. What went wrong? Because against Sudan at home, we played like Charlie, we could win the game. And then we go away to play against Sudan, and first half 0-0, second half.
Definitely, you could see that the game even against Sudan at home, it was Sudan that let us off because they decided not to play at all. Because you saw what happened today.
Yeah.
They decided to play and they caused us a lot of troubles. So that means that if they should have played a lot of the ball when we met in Accra, they would have been different. They would have been the better side and have picked up all the 3 points. So definitely the Black Stars have been poor throughout the Afcon qualifier. I just don't want to put everything down to this game. If you want to put everything down to this game, you make a poor. It signifies everything in general, though. But I don't want to just say this game because because it's a qualifiers. You on paper away games are tricky. So maybe when I'm trying to even predict the Afcon qualifiers that Ghana would win, I wouldn't predict that I would go to Sudan and maybe win because maybe it's an away game, probably get a draw or something. So matches like playing against Niger in Morocco will be one of my on the tables that Niger are the weeping side of the group. We can win that. Winning in Accra was one of them because you are playing at home against Sudan, so you can win that. Winning Kumasi was on the cards because you know you are playing with a lot of support, and that will help you beat Angola. It's a home game. So if you narrow everything down to this game, you'll be deceiving yourself. The Black Stars have been poor throughout the Afcon qualifiers, and this game just, let me say, encapsulates everything. You get what I'm trying to say? It puts everything into perspective. We've just been poor throughout the qualifiers, and that has brought us here today.
On hindsight, will you say that the Niger game rather represents our like who we are? The fact that we failed to beat Niger just says that you people are bad. That's bad. Everybody's beating Niger.
Yeah, failing to beat Niger was a point that you clearly see that the team is really, really bad. But some people still had hope after the Niger game. Because we had a point in that game. So definitely some people had hope. But if you look at the quality of opposition we faced, Niger was the lowest in terms of quality. Angola were better, and Angola have shown they are a better side because they are beat everybody in the group. Basically. So basically, their results against Ghana wasn't a fluke, and it wasn't a luck that they got that win. They showed performances consistency to prove that result. So basically, they've shown that they are the better side in the group, and they've won definitely on the match, and they are currently beating Niger as well. So they are probably getting 12 points so far in the group, and they've shown that with their performances as well. They are not just getting the result, they are showing it with their performances. So not winning against Niger is that point for me that shows that we are not there yet, because we are just that clearly shows that we are at the same level with Niger.
Because he played 0-0.
You played 1-1 with them.
1-1 with them.
So it clearly shows that you are at the same level with the whipping side of the group, and the team that everybody's beating, you are just the same, you are at par with them. So definitely you don't deserve to qualify for the Afcon.
So what's wrong here? Because in terms of the players, like we do have them, or the players themselves are not good enough.
The last time we met here, when we were doing the preview, I told you that the team is set. Why am I saying so? We have the players that we want to have at the moment. Okay. When you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
When we talk about the players, no one here will tell me that these players are not good enough.
Yeah, nobody go fit tell you say Kudus is bad.
Nobody go fit tell you say even Ibrahim Suleiman be bad.
Yeah, it's true.
No one can. Now you can't say, oh, because we don't have this player, that is why we are not. Nobody can be like, oh, because this player is not there, that is why we didn't.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? Back then we can say, oh, because we don't have Thomas Partey, because Kudus wasn't fit, because this person isn't there, because this person isn't there, we can say, oh, that is the reason why we are not perfect. So if these players are back or they are in the team, we can get results. But it's not like that anymore. Because I tell you that this team, we have the core of the team. We have, in terms of defense, we have very good defenders in Jiku and Salisu. On any day, they start from European clubs that are playing the Champions League and the Europa League. But so basically, you have Barcel's Jonas Ajete. It starts with Barcel week in, week out. You know what I'm trying to say? It's about what? The coaching and how to build the chemistry among the players. Okay. That's what I was saying. If we can collectively bring these players together, because maybe each and every individual have their weaknesses. How do we?
And we are. So it's more like,
how do we set up the team to not to expose certain players' weaknesses in the defense? How do you set up the team? You can also decide to play a 3-back system, where you have Ali Dusedu, Salisu, and Ajiku as a 3-back. Then you play Tariq Lamptey as a wing-back. You play Gideon Mensah as a wing-back. It gives these players a lot of options, minimizes the mistakes at the back. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's about how to coach the team to not to expose certain weaknesses that maybe if you play a 2-back, it will show. So it's not about not having the quality on the ground. It's about how to set up these quality players to play.
It's true. Because most of times when we've played with a striker on our defenders, we've always struggled.
Yes.
Against Angola, we did.
Yeah.
Against
even Central African
we did, because that's where they score. Every counter break they are coming to
every
score.
Counter break under Otto Addo has been resulted in a goal.
Yes. Because Salisu will do some dangbeshi and he will lose the ball. Like whenever there's a striker on our defenders, we concede.
Yeah.
So it can also be that these players are very good, but when you can set up in a way that it won't expose them.
Yeah.
And then it comes down to the coaching.
Yeah.
At this point, Bokusako to Addo.
Yes, obviously, because he needs to go. And because of one thing, the main reason is because the performance are bad and the coaching is... You see, sometimes when I say the performance are bad and the coaching as well, it's because, you see, we watch these players at their club side, week in, week out. And they don't replicate even... Some of them don't even replicate even 1%
of what they do in the club side.
Why?
Yeah,
because you can't tell me that you go to training and you don't try to build up on what they do at their club side. Until Semenyo comes to the Black Stars and looks totally a different player.
Like lost.
As if he doesn't even know how to control and break a ball. You get what I'm trying to say? So that is what coaching. Hindsight, let's say Antoine Semenyo is not performing well. How does the team perform? That's also another aspect, because picking the individual performances, you can say, this player is not good with that.
As a group too,
it's not good with what the coach is trying to do. So you say, that is why this player is not trying to fit in, and it's understandable. But as a group, as a team, what do they do on the pitch? How do they defend as a team? How do they attack as a team? That is also there for Towado's Black Stars, and you could clearly see that the players are not playing maybe some may say they're not playing to his instructions or something, but they are not cohesive enough. They're not playing as a team, and it doesn't show.
You don't see any coaching part.
Yes, you don't see any structure. You don't see any. I don't see what he wants to do. You don't even play out from the back anymore. The only game I saw him play out from the back was against Nigeria and Uganda. Now we don't even play out from the back anymore. Uganda. Yeah, we played 1-1 against Uganda.
The friendly game. Okay, yeah.
Play against Uganda and Nigeria. Nigeria. That was why I started.
At least against Sudan, we tried at home.
No, at home. You see, Sudan was sitting back.
Okay, so you don't even want to judge Otto Addo with that Sudan match.
You see, when I
feel like Sudan gave us, left us.
Initially, I said this when we were discussing on the other thing. I said that when you look at the game we played against Sudan, after that game, we were here. I was really, really excited of the ball we played, and I really thought some players stood out for me. The likes of Ali Dusedu stood out for me. The likes of Ibrahim Suleiman stood out for me, right? why was these players stand-up players? Why were they stand-up players? Because the Sudanese team didn't give them a lot to do.
Okay, they didn't give them a lot of competition.
Yes, no, not just competition, a lot to do off the ball.
Okay,
you saw it in this game when they decided to play, when they decided to give us a threat in terms of attacking wise, when they decided to pose enough in terms of how they attack. We saw it. Our players were all lost. I didn't say that I was good in a game against this. He was nowhere to be found today because the Sudanese players decided to play. And that you get what I'm trying to say. So basically, all that we did at our class position was a fluke in my perspective, because if the Sudanese team were confident enough to come out and play against the Blaster, I'm not saying this based on assumptions. It's because what we saw. It's not because I'm assuming. No, it's not based on assumptions.
Because they came out to play against us.
They came to play and they beat us.
They beat us, yeah.
And they could have been 4-0 up in the first half. And even the second half, they got chances that they could have scored earlier. So basically, we saw even some poor defensive errors from the team when they decided to play well. And that shows that if they should have done that at that time, would have considered more. So moving forward, there's a whole lot that needs to be done, I think.
But you think the first thing is get rid of Otto Addo?
Yes, the
technical team, everybody.
Yeah, the first step is get rid of the technical team. Try to build in. You know one thing about national team is that the national team is not. There's no relaxation, because there's no. In farming, someone will say fallow period.
Yeah, okay. There's no preseason.
Yes, there's no preseason.
Yeah. There's no preseason. Free period for you to try and error before you go into the main competition.
There's no free period. So if you bring a new coach, even the two games they're not important, right? Unless
any barrier could be, because we are not qualified for that.
Yeah. So the two qualifiers that we are going to play can be like a friendly that a new coach used to see the team and used to select his next group of players for that World Cup qualifiers that will be coming up. So I think with the national team, there's no break, there's no free preseason. Always there's important matches for you to play. There's either the Afcon qualifiers, international friendlies, or there's the World Cup qualifier. And now, because of the way the calendar has been structured, we don't even have international friendlies anymore. Yeah. So basically, all the time you have important matches to play as a head coach of the senior national team. So if you don't get a result, that's it. Because the more you don't get a result, the more the national team goes down. And FIFA rankings and everything will affect you going forward. You can't even you can't be seeded for even qualifications anymore. You have to be playing prelims for qualifiers.
Well, Charlie, if you leave us, we will talk for like 5 hours. But let me also know what you think in the comment section. But I think, in my opinion, I think it's unacceptable. Not qualifying for the African Cup of Nations is the worst that would happen to a Black Stars team, because it means we are at our lowest points, in my opinion. And I think everybody that is around the team needs to answer some questions. For me, I think Otto Addo should play the last two Afcon qualifiers. Let's judge him with the last two Afcon games, because the next two games that Black Stars will play is the Afcon qualifiers. Let's use that. If he fails to win any of them, I think that's and you'll be in a commentary. That means like the man is not really good enough. And for me, that's it. But let me know what you think in the comments. But as to whether Ghana can qualify, I really don't think so. Honestly, we don't even deserve to qualify, because if we can beat Niger, you don't deserve to be at the Afcon to go and disgrace us again. Maybe not qualifying for the Afcon will also be a start of a better things to us. Maybe we don't qualify, and then we'll use that.
What happens is that you fall down the rankings. That's what I'm saying. Every match as a national team coach is important. You fall down the rankings, and even the next World Cup qualifiers and the Afcon qualifiers,
more difficult.
It's more difficult for you. You not be seeded.
Yeah.
And Charlie, what happens is that you be playing prelims.
My guys, that's all for today. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Until we meet again, bye bye for now.